Miigwech. So again, I'd like to acknowledge the Michizaging Manuman Drum Group from the host community, Hiawatha First Nation, for opening us in a good way this morning. Miigwech nawa wenogam kagjibak, maajig munashinwe gamingonan nogam kamando mingonan. So hopefully everybody had a good rest. I know yesterday was a busy day, as Ontario Regional Chief indicated. Most of us traveled to Ottawa for the rally regarding Bill C-5. So it's good to have everybody back. We do have a full 2 days, today and tomorrow, to get caught up. Many agenda items to deal with. But first of all, what I would like to do is call upon our host chief, Chief Laurie Carr, who I know is in the room. Oh, there she is. As part of her opening remarks yesterday, Chief Carr made a special request for a blanket song, a blanket dance, to acknowledge and think about some of the evacuees that are being accommodated in Peterborough. So I will get Chief Carr to explain that, and then if I can have, I know there's a team that was set up to set up the blanket song, the blanket dance. If I can have that arranged now, please. Chief Carr.
Minokashab, good morning everyone. I hope you all had a great day yesterday in Ottawa. I did not attend. We did have Hiawatha Council and citizens that attended. But I really wanted to take that opportunity to go to Trent University and visit with our brothers and sisters from Sandy Lake, and I got to meet a couple of people. I had been busy for the last 2 weeks, so it was my first time in there. However, I'd been on phone calls every day to help assist in any way that I can, our nurses, our health director, and all those pieces that we need to do when we wrap our arms around our fellow people, just to let them know that we're here and let them know that we understand, and in the best way that we can understand. I can't say that I can fully understand that because I've never been in that situation. But what I do understand is that we need to be there for each other because they're a long way from home, because they are separated a little bit from their children and grandchildren, and it's really important to know that they have our community around them. And when I say that, Alderville, Curve Lake, Scugog Island have all been wonderful in going in to help and do those pieces with again, the nursing. Alderville helped with them with a fish fry and just doing all those pieces to make them feel welcome in our territory. So in saying that, there's been an outpouring of donations, and the community at Trent is very grateful and appreciative, and they're trying to work through all that. So we would like to ask for a blanket dance and any support that you can offer in a monetary donation to go towards, to go to Sandy Lake, and then they can send that to where it needs to go, because there are evacuees in Barrie, Cornwall, Niagara Falls, Peterborough. So anything you can do to help is wonderful, and we will make sure that your donation is sent to Sandy Lake. So miigwech, thank you.
Yeah.
So our youth co-chair has the blanket, and the blanket will be going around. Before we start, and I ask Michizaging to render the blanket song, just so that people know, if you don't know, I am from Sandy Lake, one of the communities that has been evacuated, and Sandy Lake is actually not the only community. In Sandy Lake, nearby we have COO First Nation. COO residents have been evacuated to Niagara Falls. Also, Deer Lake First Nation are being hosted in Niagara Falls as well. I know that Webequie First Nation was evacuated. I know a lot of them were in Barrie. And for Sandy Lake, we were evacuated probably about 12 days ago. Fire was right near the community. About 2,000 people were flown out. It's a fly-in community. You can only fly in or out. And about 200 of us stayed behind. I stayed behind to help out as much as possible. I knew I had to come out here. We're in a no-fly zone. But we did have charters coming in, bringing in pet food for the dogs. So I jumped on one of the charters that were bringing in pet food. So I was saying to Vera, we were saying, if you smell this cologne on me, that's the reason why. But I just wanted to acknowledge, I know our Chief Dolores Kagamic and the other First Nations are very overwhelmed by all the support being shown to the evacuees in various locations. For my community, they're all housed in eight sites. I know for my children and grandchildren, some are in Cornwall, some ended up in Kapuskasing, some in Smooth Rock Falls. And of course, the delegation here at Trent University in Peterborough, there's 286 of them, and they're very appreciative of all the support being shown. So miigwech. So with that, I'm going to ask Mr. Zaging to give us the blanket song. Also, just a reminder, if you are speaking and the assembly is being observed, of course, by government and media, whenever we are online, there are times we will be required to go in camera. And when we do that, we'll ask for a motion to go in camera. There are some very important strategy sessions and also confidential privileged information at times with legal presentations. So there are times we will need to go in camera and we'll need a motion. If I can get the team in the back just to let me know once we're back online, give me an indication. So what we need to do at this point is, I had a couple of other announcements, but we'll try and go through this fairly quickly. We need to approve the agenda. Okay, we are back online, so I'd like to welcome those that are listening online. We had a power glitch here at the assembly and we have proceeded. We had a blanket song, blanket dance, contributions, donations to evacuees being hosted here in Peterborough. Host First Nation from Hiawatha has been very supportive and there were contributions made. So miigwech for that. We are now going through the agenda. So Chiefs, if you don't have a hard copy, just a reminder. Oh yes, miigwech. So I'd like to officially call to order. It's 9:04. I will now call the meeting to order. In 15 minutes, we'll do a count of everyone that is here, and that'll be the number required. We'll establish quorum based on that. Of course, it'll be 50% plus one. So we have the agenda. If you don't have a hard copy, just a reminder, and also those online, there is a website that you can go to. It's chiefsmeeting.com. All of the material for this assembly is on there. And of course, we have been adjusting the agenda to accommodate for yesterday participation at the rally on Parliament Hill dealing with Bill C5. And so we've made some adjustments. So we'll try and go through this fairly quickly and get the agenda adopted, and then we can get right into business. So of course, this is the provisional agenda. Day one, we had some activities on Monday, but the official day one is Tuesday, June the 17th. We had at 6 a.m. the sunrise ceremony. At 7 a.m. registration opened. And at 8 a.m. we had here in the assembly room, the grand entry and the opening prayer. We had Chief Keith Knott from Curve Lake First Nation open the assembly. We had the welcoming remarks with Ontario Regional Chief Abram Benedict, the territorial remarks, Chief Laurie Carr, Hiawatha First Nation. And then we went into the adoption of the rules of procedure and the code of conduct and adopting the speakers. We were going to do the agenda, but we're doing that now. And then we had the special premiere of the Chiefs of Ontario documentary trailer, about a 5-minute video that was presented. And of course, looking for anybody else that's open to contributing and sharing their stories regarding Chiefs of Ontario over the last 50 years. Then we departed to Ottawa for the rally at 9 a.m. There was an agenda, I won't go through that, at the rally. And then, of course, we arrived back in Peterborough last night. Day two, we started with the sunrise ceremony at 6 a.m. with Don Jones, miigwech Don, for the sunrise ceremony. Registration opened at 7 a.m. At 8:30, we got into opening the meeting and we had the blanket dance. The topics for discussion are Bill 5, SAR, mining and special economic zones, and that will need to be in camera. And that'll be led by Chris Hoyos, Director of Policy and Communications. And then at 10:30, we have Bill C5, that's the federal legislation, the One Canadian Economy. And again, that'll be led by Chris Hoyos. That will need to be in camera as well. At 11:30, we have the Indian Residential Schools mandate. There will be a resolution as part of that. That'll be led by Jackie Lombardi, Director of Justice. And then just before lunch, we have a special honoring on the agenda. We were going to honor Kim Murray. Unfortunately, she's not able to make it, but we do have a special honoring for Donna DeBasige. We'll have lunch at 12:15 for 45 minutes. We'll come back at 1 p.m. 1 o'clock, we'll have the Child and Family Services Ontario final agreement. That will be in camera. 1:30, Jordan's principal. We'll have an update and a discussion also in camera. At 2 o'clock, the Ontario Bilateral Education and Learning Table and First Nations Lifelong Learning Planning Table. Sorry, that is on your agenda, just to let you know, that is being deferred to the next assembly. So if you see that the education agenda item at 2 p.m., there is agreement behind the scenes that we will defer that to the fall assembly. We will get right into the Chiefs of Ontario audit update. Gary Dokis will be leading that, and we'll have the auditor, Richard Beattie. There will be a motion as part of that. We'll have elder and youth reflections at 3:45, and we will wrap up by 5 o'clock and start the Chiefs of Ontario 50th Anniversary Gala. So that's the agenda for today. Please note on the versions that are online and the hard copies, we still have the 2 p.m. education update. That's, of course, deferred until the fall. For tomorrow, day 3, Thursday, June the 19th, again, we'll open with the sunrise ceremony at 6 a.m. Registration opens at 7 a.m. At 9 a.m., we'll have the policing legal discussion that will be in camera, led by Chief Wilfred King. 9:30, we have the glyphosate spray ban. There is a resolution as part of that, led by Chris Hoyos. At 10 a.m., the Chiefs of Ontario Charter Review Update. At 10:30, the Indian Residential Schools Settlement Agreement, Impacts and Grants. And we'll have Linda Trudeau-Fox, the Ontario Trustee, Future Generations Foundation, leading that presentation. At 11 a.m., just to let you know, on the agenda that we all have, also online and the hard copies, there is a slight change. We've been advised by the Women's Council that they will not necessarily be making a presentation, but there will be a tri-council statement. So there is a tri-council statement just before lunch tomorrow. We will have a working lunch so that we can get right into resolutions tomorrow afternoon, continuing on, of course, 1 o'clock. And then at 3:15, we'll have elder and youth reflections. We're going to add something there. There is a gift presentation that will be happening, also closing remarks. And then we will close in a good way. We'll have the closing prayer and the closing ceremonies. So that's the agenda for tomorrow. So the agenda is before you. I do require a motion to get into the discussion. I need a mover and a seconder, and then open it up for any comments. So I see Mike 1 and then Mike 3. Chief King, just identify yourself, please.
Chief Wilfred King, Kiasagi Ganishnabec, Gulbay First Nation. I'd like to move the agenda for acceptance. Miigwech.
Good morning, everyone. Larry Salt, Mississauga is a credit proxy. In terms of additions to the agenda, do I do that now or before?
We need a mover and a seconder first.
Okay, I'll second.
You'll second? Okay,
Yep.
Thank you.
So with an addition to the agenda, in terms of the global political challenges that's before us today, and here we are, 50 years celebration of the Chiefs of Ontario, and many of us in the room have been around some of that time and watching restructuring and all of the things we've done internally here at the Chiefs of Ontario over the years. And Mr. Chairman, I see in terms of Ontario Charter Review is on the agenda for tomorrow. And I think as I look back over the years, First Nations are now confronted with the most revolutionary era yet. And that's with the global phenomenon that's going on with the Trump, all of that stuff. But it begs us to look at ourselves again and restructure or look at the charter. But I want to add an agenda item under the charter since we're talking about the Chiefs of Ontario. I would like to have a discussion on the AFN charter. I think that the AFN is not relevant. That's my own personal opinion. Monday, there was a meeting that we were registered to be at that meeting at the AFN on Bill C-5. And the chief and council could not access. Even though we registered when it first came out, we could not access. By the time we could access and they sent it to us, it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. With that agenda, it looked like it was mostly Western based. It had all British Columbia leading Terry TG from the regional chief of Alberta. It had most of their legal counsel, Jody Wilson from Alberta. And it begs us to ask a question, where is Ontario in the process? And we know that we just came through the Child and Family Services issue, and we have a bilateral with Canada. Other regions didn't appreciate that very much. But at the same time, the Chiefs Committee, the commission, they call it the Chiefs Commission now, that totally violated the charter of the NIB, Assembly of First Nations. So I'd like to see us have a discussion on the AFN, whether it's relevant. Here we are 50 years. And I think our own relevancy is in at least challenges us to look at ourselves. So AFN, I'm suggesting that we have a discussion on that, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much.
Migutch, proxy Larry Solt. So suggestion is we add AFN to the 10 a.m. agenda item, Chiefs of Ontario review, and then AFN right after that. Mover, Chief King, where did I, oh, you're okay with that? Okay, thank you. Any more discussion on the agenda? Chief Black, microphone, I can't see the microphone number, but microphone 3, go ahead.
Chief June Black, Abitibi and Anishinaabe Nation. Good morning to everyone. This is a very important meeting, I believe, for all of us. Many of us are impacted by Bill 5 and the new one that they're discussing now in Parliament. I've been struggling with this for, since this all started, and I really don't know what our future holds for us in Abitibi and Anishinaabe Nation. We have an esker that runs underneath our community, and it's very, very long. And I'm going to give you just a little bit of history quickly. I know that we've got to get moving. And I'm going to tell you the extent of mining in the Abitibi traditional territory. Close to half of the gold ever mined in all of Canada comes from the AAN, Abitibi and Anishinaabe Nation traditional territory, if you include the Quebec part of our territory. Mining started on AAN territory before AAN signed Treaty 9 and has been non-stop ever since. There are hundreds of abandoned mines in AAN territory. Most have never been cleaned up. Gold, nickel, copper, zinc, asbestos, and other minerals have all been mined on AAN territory. About 40,000 active mining claims on AAN territory right now. AAN signed one new exploration agreement per month on average with mining companies. Mining's impact on water in AAN traditional territory. Some lakes in AAN territory have been completely filled up with tailings and are no longer a lake. Reports show active operating mines, McEwen is one mine, are causing half the fish in the river to be diseased. Every major river in AAN territory has been badly impacted by mining. There's a company right now, Stellar Gold, is a company that owns the Tower Gold project in our area. The Tower Gold project has 2 open pits that are 4.5 kilometers and 7 kilometers from the AAN band office on reserve. One of Stellar's pits would be located right on the Munro Esker. The Munro Esker is the largest esker in Ontario. and the water in it is exceptionally clean and pure. Kate, can you come up here? Kate, can you come up here? It's very difficult, as you can see, for me. I usually have somebody talk on the water because it's too hard for me. A branch of the Munro Esker runs directly from the open pit directly to the well where AAN gets our drinking water. If the mine is ever built, the open pit will fill up with water after the mine closes. After the pit fills up with water, the pit lake will contaminate the entire esker, including the water on reserve forever. This would likely be the worst environmental disaster out of all the mines on AAN territory. Now there's an urgency for us. We need to try to stop this. I'm moving forward. We've started a challenge with Kate Kempton, and I'd like for her to present to you what we're doing. And I'd like that to be included on the agenda. Thank you, Miigwech.
Miigwech, Chief.
Bill 5.
Miigwech, Chief Black. So at this point, we are approving the agenda, and that can be included as part of the Bill 5 and Bill C5 topics. So miigwech for that. So you're asking for a specific presentation. So what we can do is we will have that included as part of the Bill 5 discussion. Miigwech.
Yes. When I get emotional, I lose sight of everything. But yes, quite finished.
Miigwech.
Miigwech, everyone. Miigwech.
So we will have a specific presentation during that discussion. Mover, you're okay with that? Chief King? And was it Larry was in the back of the room here somewhere? Okay, he just stepped out. If somebody can sort of grab him, I just want to make sure that that's good. We do have the agenda on the floor. We are discussing the agenda, so there is some discretion, I think, as part of the Bill 5 that as co-chairs, we can allow for that as part of the Bill 5 discussion, not necessarily a separate agenda item. Any more discussion on the agenda? Online, nothing, actually, do we have anybody online?
We limit the presentation.
So just to be mindful, we are cramming in 3 days of discussion into 2 days. I know Bill 5 is a priority, but if we can sort of keep that presentation sort of clear and concise and keep it maybe 10 minutes presentation as part of the Bill 5 discussion. I'm just checking online. Nobody online. Anybody else in the room? Nobody. And just kind of waiting for Larry to be back in the room. But this is a motion. It's a procedural motion. It's not a resolution. So to adopt the agenda, all in favor, as amended. Thank you. Miigwech, any opposition? None. Abstentions? None. Okay, so the motion is carried. We will proceed with the agenda as amended. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague Vera to go into the next session. And just a reminder, it'll have to be in camera.
Miigwech, Adam. Menegizep, Kinawea. So in establishing quorum today, we have 52 chiefs in person. We have 11 online. We have 63 chiefs. Our quorum for today is 32. Miigwech. We adopted yesterday the code of conduct, and we're asking that as you have approved the agenda, Bill 5, SAR, mining and special economic zones is in camera. Can I have a motion from the Chiefs in Assembly to move this meeting in camera? Chief Paywis, seconder. Thank you. And I have a seconder. It's been moved and seconded to move this assembly in camera. It's been moved and seconded. It's been moved and seconded. Questions called? All of those in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? The motion is carried. I will remind the assembly that when we accepted the motions yesterday, or the code of conduct, it reads in camera sessions that anytime a chief or proxy can request that the agenda be moved in camera. In camera is defined as including the following groups and individuals: the Ontario First Nations chiefs and proxies, the councillors, Chiefs of Ontario Leadership Council, including Deputy Grand Chiefs, the Ontario Regional Chief, the Office of the Ontario Regional Chief, Chiefs of Ontario Chief Operating Officer, Knowledge Keepers Council, the Youth Council representatives, the Women's Council's representatives, and relevant Chiefs of Ontario sector directors or staff as determined by the Ontario Regional Chief. Legal counsel appointed by chiefs and proxies and subject matter experts may be admitted to in-camera sessions by motion of the chiefs in assembly on a case-by-case basis. All of the documents that we receive in camera are considered confidential and are not unless publicly available, but we're to remind you that they are in-camera confidential documents. So Chief, microphone 4, and then microphone 2.
Minugajep Kinawaya, Gunugish Kondishnakash, Shanagadumdaba Megazed Dodem, and Ishnabe and Dao, Gima. Good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful morning. I would like to request that my technicians at the Robinson Huron Wawinda Magwan are included in this in-camera session. So that would be my request. Miigwech.
Hey, miigwech. The names, we need the names.
There's a list. Baird Dokis, Earl Commanda, Sam Manitowabi, Leroy Bennett, and Nelson Toulouse. And Tristan Snyder as well. Miigwech. And Neil as well.
All right, microphone 2.
Good morning, Chief Linda McVicker and I'm Wishing. I'd like to include my technicians, Karen Foster, Bryce Lansdell, and Catherine Wetler.
Miigwech. Microphone 1, then microphone 3, and microphone 4. Yes.
Both of us live with Shetron First Nation. I would like to include Tyson Wesley, advisor and my counselor, Claudius Cusis. Into say,
Miigwech.
you got
Microphone 3.
Sorry, they're giving out hugs over here in the corner.
We're going to line up too.
I would like to ask for the Indigenous Chiefs of Police, Kalu and Jeff Sky, to stay with us so they can help best support us when we do our public demonstrations, and also AI technician Sarah Montour.
All right, miigwech. Microphone 4, then microphone 2.
Sego Sewagwego, Chief Don Miracle from the Mohawks to Bay of Quinte. I would like to include my staff, Tanya King Miracle, Charles Miracle, and Angela Miracle.
Miigwech. Microphone 2.
Hello. Good morning, Wachig. We have a request. My name is Rosemary McKay, proxy for Bears Connect First Nation. We would like Frank McKay to be included, Wendigo Chiefs CEO. Okay, thank you.
Miigwech. Microphone 1.
Good morning. We have our NAN team here as well. Our elder, Wally McKay, our CAO, Gary Dukis, our NAN executive, Deputy Gun Chief Bobby Narcisse, Deputy Gun Chief Mike Patatawaban, Deputy Gun Chief Annabedi Ashibeskam, and our teams as well. Martha Loon, we have Michael Heinzman, our comms director, Kennedy Ling, Megan Beauty, and we have Annabedi. Oh, Rex, and then we have Tim Barrett. Sorry, Tim. I believe that's all we have. So, miigwech.
Miigwech. Microphone 3, microphone 4.
I'm just going to hand my time over to Lake Huron Regional Chief Scott McLeod.
Miigwech.
Anikinoya. Just for process of expediting things, could we not just simply ask any provincial, federal officials, media, non-affiliated with PTO people just to leave instead of going through this list? We're going to be here all day.
Miigwech, Regional Chief, Nishnabek. I would love to do that. However, your rules tell me that you have, as a chief, have to ask. So we're just about there, and then I'll ask for the motion for the acceptance of those people to remain in the in-camera session. Microphone 4 and then microphone 3.
Chief Greg Sarson, Algonquin, Pikwakanagon First Nation. I would like to request my technician, Lisa Manes, to stay in the room.
Can you repeat it, Chief?
Chief Greg Sarson, Algonquin, Pikwakanagon First Nation.
And you're
I'm requesting that my technician, Lisa Manes, remain in the room.
all right, thank you. Microphone 3.
Chief Leela Thomas from Bikejana First Nation. We would like to ask our IFN technicians, Diane Miracle, Lindia Jones, and Veronica Smith to be included.
Miigwech. Chief Fox, microphone 4.
Chief June Black, Abitibi Anishinaabe Nation. I'd like to request Nick Dobb and Kate Kempton and Hillary Tanut stay in. My technicians, please. Thank you.
Miigwech. If there are no other, Chief, number 4 and then number 2.
Can I add Alan Moffat for North Tribal Council?
Thank you. Chief Knott.
Excuse me. Arrivoro. Nigon Kopin Disnikos. Mokwa, Mokis and Dodam. Or Gigmong Jonjaba, Gimondao. My English name is Keith Knott, Chief of Curve Lake. I'd like to add my deputy chief on the list that is here, or anyone from my community who is listening, that technicians.
Miigwech. If there are no further additions, and we're going to ask that the former Ontario Regional Chiefs will stay in the assembly. So with that, I'm going to ask for a motion for the acceptance of the named individuals to remain in the in-camera session. Chief, or microphone 3.
Okay, Honey Bonjour. Chief Najuan Chippas of Nawash. I would like to ask for Acting Chief Teresa Root to be recognized. Counselor Anthony Chigano and Elder Gina Quincy to be allowed to remain. Miigwech.
Miigwech. Chief Miracle.
I will support the motion before the floor.
Chief Miracle is making the motion to accept those individuals that have been named to remain in the in-camera session. Is there a seconder?
I so second Chief Joe Muskokuma, Chippewa Thames First Nation, and I would request that the live feed continue to my council who is watching virtually from Chippewa Thames First Nation. Miigwech.
Miigwech.
We're giving stickers to everybody, so they need to lift up their hand if they're asked to stay.
So all of those individuals that have been requested and so named to be in the in-camera session, I will ask you to hold your hand up and keep it up until the staff bring you a sticker, so that in the event that you have to go out, you will be able to re-enter. However, in Vera Pavis rules, if it's in camera, you're not allowed to go out until the in-camera session is finished. However, I'm not in control of the creator's wishes. But anyway, that I want you to, if you were not named, you're not